Hello everyone, I'm Ray Crawford. Campus Insiders is following a developing story out of Gainesville where Joker Phillips is out as Florida's wide receivers coach. There have been, though, conflicting reports on whether he resigned or was forced out after a possible recruiting violation. For the latest, Bryan Holt, writer for Rivals.com's Inside the Gators site, joins us. And Bryan, what can you tell us about this shakeup with Will Muschamp's staff?
Yeah, at this point, I think it's fair to say that Joker Phillips resigned based on a recent NCAA violation on the recruiting trail. It was a violation that's minor in nature, but I think if you look at the way Florida's handled things recently, it's something that they didn't want to be associated with. There's no concrete proof at this time of whether or not he was forced to resign, but if you go back, this is eerily similar to a situation going into the 2012 season where Aubrey Hill was kind of asked to step down because of previous recruiting situation, so it kind of goes in line with that.
During his time in Gainesville, Phillips was instrumental in the Gators recruiting game, well-versed in the use of social media. How does his departure affect Florida on the recruiting front?
Yeah, he was given the title of recruiting coordinator, which at Florida, a little bit of a fluff position. Will Muschamp's made it clear over the years that he is the recruiting coordinator. Everything goes through him. So obviously his social media campaign was fun for everybody with play wide receiver for the Joker, but as far as current targets, he really wasn't the primary recruiter for a lot of guys that Florida's looking at wide receiver in this cycle, ironically enough. And like I said, with the recruiting coordinator position, it's a position that kind of goes through Will Muschamp before anything else. It's more of a kind of a symbolic title to give to someone on the staff.
So now former Gators quarterback Chris Leak will take over for Phillips as wide receivers coach. What will this mean for the team this fall, and is Leak prepared for this new role?
It's interesting because you're talking about a guy who 13 months ago was a quality control assistant with zero coaching experience of any kind, and he's coming in now as the wide receivers coach at a premier college football program. It's interesting. I think the two biggest questions that are going to come up is he technically ready to coach receivers? Because obviously he was a quarterback, and that was something that Joker Phillips was really strong at, was developing these guys fundamentally. And then also he's kind of a quiet guy, a little bit of an introverted personality. Is he going to be, kind of forward enough and direct enough to be an asset on the recruiting trail? Because that's something he didn't have to do full time as a graduate assistant.
All right, Bryan Holt with Rivals.com. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
And for the latest in the world of college sports, stick it here to CampusInsiders.com.